the celebration of dance and song from St. Lucia.
The Expo Dubai showcase, conceptualized by the former UWP government, was intended to promote St. Lucia's CIP program. So says opposition leader Allen Chastanet. Personnel from the creative sector, tourism and government officials traveled to the Middle East from February 20th to the 22nd to promote the destination as part of the activities for the island's 43rd independence anniversary. But Chastanet has taken a swipe at the inclusion of tourism officials in the trip for the showcase. He claims that the purpose of the trip organized during his tenure was to attract investments.
I would have thought that the Prime Minister would have embraced the idea of exposing our goods and services in the Middle East. And yes, my government were the ones who put together this. There was an international trade fair in Dubai, and Dubai has assisted many of the islands in the Caribbean in participating in that show. But we were using CIP and Export St. Lucia as the lead agencies in that region because we've never known that there was an opportunity for tourism. So St. Lucia does not get a lot of arrivals from the Middle East. I don't know of any island in the Caribbean, including the Dominican Republic and Cuba, or even Jamaica, that get a lot of business from the Middle East.
Chastanet sought to draw parallels between the trip and the Hall to Capital Works project started by his regime, which is currently under review, according to the government, to ensure due diligence in the interest of taxpayers.
This government has shown that it has reviewed all of our programs. Rodney Bay Road was started by my government to be able to help facilitate and improve the traffic flow in that area. They stopped it. It's been like this now for almost 8 months. And an important component of that road was the improvement of the water distribution by putting new pipes in. The shock housing development, which cost the government of St. Lucia nothing. The government of St. Lucia had land that was sitting there. A contractor came in and is putting all the money into developing that site to be able to create immediate jobs, but more importantly, create opportunities for people to buy new housing locations. The same thing with Tavern. You also had the St. Jude's Hospital. You've had the Hunor International Airport. So the government has reviewed many programs that were started by my administration, and they've picked and choose which ones they want to do.
The opposition leader believes the incumbent should have focused on the U.S. market and not Dubai to help recover the tourism sector.
While we were in government, the minister did a fantastic job in convincing the airlines to increase airlift into St. Lucia. So we have JetBlue out of Newark. We have United out of Newark. We have American going back into the JFK market. We have flights from Boston, flights from Chicago, flights from Dallas, additional flights out of Miami. And those flights now have been coming into St. Lucia for the last 2 months at 50% load factors. And we're in the process of now losing that additional capacity in the summer, and we're losing a huge opportunity. So for the Minister of Tourism, the Chairman of the Tourism Authority, the newly appointed Director of Tourism, the head of our UK and European operations to be in Dubai at this time, to me is a questionable decision.
Earlier this week, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre explained that the SLP government decided to continue with the trip started by the Allen Chastanet-led regime, which was not being borne by the taxpayers.
That actually wasn't our being. That was done by the former government. The former government was the one who created the whole budget for them. The budget was done by the former minister in charge of the CIP. He was the one who prepared everything. So that's just, we just followed what they started. So the idea of the money spent was something that wasn't our being. In fact, many of the expenses had already been incurred when they go into government.
The My Island Home showcase featured a presentation with tour agencies and tourism-related personnel from the Middle East and North Africa. It also included a planned meeting with potential investors and developers to dialogue on prospective projects. Investors were also updated on the St. Lucia's CIP program.
Sons and daughters of Lucia, wherever you may roam, you know that the love is home.
Joachim Duplessis, HTS News
Daughters of
Force.
Lucia, wherever you may roam, you know that the love is home. St. Lucia, we standing strong.